Cole, Brendan, and Dan here from Games, Brains, and Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for sure. And it's reaction time, a trio for this reaction video. Going to be checking out the new single, Jenova, however you say it. If you're a Final Fantasy VII fan, you'll probably be immediately like, oh, all right, that thing. But, you know, it's just a name. It's from the progressive metal duo Myth of I. From Boston, Massachusetts, instrumentalists. I know nothing. That's the thing. I'm literally just reading this straight away off a press release going, right. And looking at it, I haven't listened to this track. Don't really know much about the band. They're an instrumental progressive metal band, a two-piece seemingly. Does anybody know anything? Can anybody add something there?
No, I can add nothing.
What's your immediate, let's get everyone's opinions. What's your immediate reaction to me going, all right, cool, we're going to listen to an progressive instrumental song?
I don't really care because genres are all a load of bollocks these days anyway, so everyone's progressive. Instrumental is probably the key bit, isn't it? I guess you say it's instrumental, so I know there's no vocals. That bit I can guarantee. Yeah. I can see like on their YouTube channel that they have the hashtag Degent.
Yep.
But I don't know. I like guitars. So, woo. Hopefully there's guitars.
I think you'll be all right. Dan, you got anything to add?
Oh, I echo a pretty similar sentiment. Genres are a load of bullshit. It'll probably be cool enough.
Yeah, genres might be bullshit, but they exist for a reason, man. You know that. Yes.
Confuse the fuck out of people.
How else do you sell your bloody band? You got to, whether you like it or not. You know, whether you like it or not. Of course, pigeonholing is what we have no choice but to do. Okay, well, look, let's just check it out. Then we can share our opinions on it once we've heard it. In 3, 2, 1, go. Okay.
That's an aggressive switch up.
Huh.
This still part of the song?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't expect that.
Nice visuals.
Yeah, that's kind of the bit sort of music that plays in Final Fantasy VII. A little play on it. So it isn't nerdy.
I mean, I saw instantly that one of the dudes with the Spirited Away tattoo. So
There it
nerdy
is.
people.
Oh, it's sort of like an extended. Oh, it's like a extended outro. All right, who wants to come in first with that interesting piece of music?
I actually will for once. I enjoyed a lot of that, but something that became very frustrating very quickly was the constant switch ups, which then as soon as I started to like get into something, like a groove of something, started to enjoy something, it switched to something else, and I'd have to kind of become used to that. I think there's lots to enjoy here, but I need to either revisit or listen to a bit more of their music to make a properly informed opinion.
Yeah, I can follow him from that. I think you've nailed it right there. I think this is definitely not a one-time listen. I think if you attempt to try and unpick that in just one playthrough, and bear in mind, this is literally the first time all of us are hearing this track for the first time. I had previously listened to it. There's no way to fully unpick that. It's so complex. It's so fast. It's so technically proficient and progressive in play in massive amounts, even when they're kind of go for a simple kind of rhythm, be it alone or together. There's layering, and then suddenly, as you say, you'll have this abrupt shift. There are two major ones, of course. There's the first one around a minute 30, 40 and that, and then of course you've got this finale leading to the outro there, where it almost feels abrupt, like, oh, boom, we're done. Oh, okay, right. And
yeah, we were all confused by that.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't dislike that sometimes. I always worry, particularly when it comes to progressive rock and metal, that the talent and skill a musician has will override sense, and that it will be, okay, well, I'm really good at doing this, and I can do this, and I can do that. And so this track is going to have everything. It's kitchen sink stuff, and it's 7 minutes long, and you've bored me because even though I could be wowed by your guitar playing abilities, you've lost me because it's just too long. So I'm always excited and pleased. And this amounts to, if we don't include the outro, this amounts to a little over 3 minutes long for quite a progressive and complex sounding track. It's got some real nice groove to it as well. It's got headbanging stuff going on. But you do end up with a music, particularly when there's no vocals, you end up always coming away with the whole thing where you just want to talk about how talented they are and what they're able to do and what they are showcasing and stuff like that, to the almost detriment of, well, did you enjoy the track? Did you take away from it? Would you listen to that again and be able to really enjoy it? Imagine you were seeing it live. Would you then be able to get into it? And I kind of feel like with this, I would, because it isn't egregiously over the top.
Well. Start with some suspense. There's it's no secret that, like, for similar reasons actually to what Dan give, that I often struggle with djent progressive, and that is that I'm a simple man and I like to have a bit of flow, and I like to be able to headbang along and get into it and follow a kind of rhythm, I guess. And obviously in a lot of this music, it's by design isn't that.
Yeah,
I'm not anywhere near as clued up as Final Fantasy as you guys probably are. I did with that. I don't know what any of that stuff means. I don't know what Jenova is or anything like that. But I did think halfway through that it does kind of have a video game touch. So I wonder if it is actually anything to do. I felt like it suddenly sounds like that. I think they're obviously immensely talented. I like guitars, therefore I like listening to them play guitar, which is a thing. I, at one point, found myself distracted by trying to count how many strings they had on each guitar.
I tried that. I was trying to work if it was 7 or plus.
No, I counted 9 on one and 8 on the other.
Right.
And then I started wondering about if they had been the cause of any supply chain issues with string shortages. And then I was like, no, get back and focus. So I came back and focused.
6, 7, 8. They do have a fucking 9 string.
Yeah, it's the guy in the the sort of one that the neck was almost always out of view, because I was looking for the like the tuners. I was like,
yeah,
it'd be easier to count, but but look, I mean, like they are immensely talented. Like you can listen to that, it's amazingly talented. It's, you know, personal taste and all that. If anyone said to me, "Oh, like, have you heard of this band?" I'd be like, "Yeah, those guys are fucking immense guitar players." But for me, I'll always struggle, always will, no matter how hard I try. When more in the intro actually in this than any other point, because in the intro was really where that flow wasn't happening for me. It was like, oh, that's really cool. Look how fucking fast his fingers moving.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a simple man. I'm like, oh, fast fingers, loads of strings. That's interesting. But yeah, you know, I'm always looking for that kind of beat that I can like tap along to or whatever. And I don't get it in this style of music. So, you know, it's never going to be a favorite of mine, but you know, I can see why people like it. I can hear the talent. Jealous a little bit, and overkill with the strings, because I've heard people play guitars with 6 strings and they don't sound that different. So what the fuck are those other 3 for? But anyway,
that's the controversy there. What you just said, that's the most controversial thing of the night. Yeah, I do think it's simply this. I think it's one of those where, as a track in itself, it'll probably grow more as you listen to it and start to pick out more nuances. But particularly Myth of I in general, the more you'd listen, I suspect the more we'd find more to enjoy. Not that I don't think any of us particularly came away not enjoying it, but it's certainly, yeah, it's not unanimous. Like, oh, this is the best thing ever.
No, it's good. It's good. Yeah. It's clearly talented. Yeah, I don't know. It's coming from an EP, right? I think it says at the bottom of the thing, doesn't it? Is a
yeah, dual EP release, Blood and Stream. So it'll be 2 EPs.
Yeah, so it'd probably be interesting to see like if it's all like this or if there's anything different on it. Any mix-ups.
Interesting. That is Jenova of Myth of I. You got any thoughts? You know what to do? Let us know in the comments.
Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please help us out by giving us a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. If you really liked what you saw, consider donating to keep the website and channel running by buying us a coffee via our coffee page or picking up some merch from our Big Cartel store. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as via our social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, as well as listen to our interviews via SoundCloud, Apple Music and Spotify. Just search for GBHBL. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?